I am doing another large family mom Q&A. I have my list of questions here, and I'm going to fold laundry while I answer them. I'm a little bit backed up with laundry, so I may actually fill 2 of these, one after the other, but I'm going to try and keep it around 15 minutes so that it's not too long. Okay, so the next question that I have is, how do I deal with picky eaters? Okay, so before I had my child, who will be 4 next year, I really didn't have a whole lot of experience with picky eaters, like truly picky eaters, because I've always just kept the standard that I don't make special food for people. I don't cook more than 1 meal. If you don't like it, you just don't eat. And that has actually served me very well. Thankfully, I don't have any children with food allergies, so I know that kind of introduces a whole other level of complications. So I've never had to deal with that. And, all of the children really, for the most part, they're not terribly picky, because we've always just had the attitude that you eat what's served, and that's just the way it is. We don't provide alternatives. I do have my younger daughter, who is 9 years old. She has very interesting taste. Her favorite food in the world is beans, which is great because it's super healthy, right? But she doesn't love like a lot of different things. So, I just, when it's something that she doesn't particularly care for, she just gets a small serving of it, and that's just that. I don't mind if once the children have eaten what is on their plate, if they're still hungry but they don't want seconds of what I'm serving, then they are more than welcome to fix themselves a salad or have some fruit, or even a potato. We eat a lot of potatoes. I feel like I say this during every video, but we eat a lot of potatoes in this house. It's food that every single person here loves. They can microwave it. Most of the children, down to my 7-year-old, knows how to clean a potato, put holes in it, and stick it in the microwave. So that's, that is always an option. My kids are always welcome to just make themselves a potato. Sorry, my nose is itchy this morning. I have an air fryer, and all the children down to my 9-year-old daughter know how to use the air fryer, and they're welcome to do that. So, so anyway, back to my daughter. If she doesn't particularly care for what I have made, then she's required to have a small serving of it. And then if she's still hungry, she can have fruit, or she can have a potato, or she can make herself a salad. The key here is that I don't make it. She has to make it. So I'm sure you can imagine, the younger kids who aren't as independent yet, they don't have as many options. So their options are to eat what's in front of them, or they're going to be a little bit hungry until the next meal. If it's dinner, then they're going to be a little bit hungry for breakfast if they just choose not to eat what's served. Now, if they eat what I put on their plate, and for the almost 4-year-old who is really picky, I don't put a whole lot on his plate. I'll give him, if it's something that I know that he doesn't particularly care for, or if it's something that, I think these are my daughters, I'm not sure who these are. These are the pants from Costco that I got a little bit ago. If it's something that I think he may not like, or if it's something I know he may not like, or if it's Tuesday, because sometimes he just decides he doesn't like something after eating it fine for, several other times. So, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble focusing. What I'm trying to say is, if it's new, or if I don't think he's going to like it, I'll only put about a tablespoon of it on his plate. For those types of meals, I do try to make sure that they're that there are one or two other things that I do know that he'll like. For instance, he likes salad. So, you know, I'll serve a salad with it, or I'll serve some fruit that I know that he does like, so that he is getting plenty. But, you know, he does make up for it. He always eats a very large, healthy breakfast, and he drinks his milk. So I know that he's going to be fine, and he's growing fine, and his growth is on target. You know, he's at the high end of his, you know, that he's like in the 90th percentile. So my answer to a really picky eater is, you know, in my house I require them to eat. I don't require them to eat a ton of it, but if it's something that they just don't particularly care for, I make them eat it. And this is one of those issues that I've seen it before, way back in the day, like 10 years ago, when, you know, Facebook was not what it is today, and most online parenting advice was gained through like online forums. I can think of a few that I would frequent, where, you know, for the most part, the ladies there and myself, we pretty much agreed on parenting philosophy, but this one issue, which is feeding your children, could turn divisive really quickly. Some ladies that were like super duper strict in every other area of their parenting, they would just let their kids not eat what was served, and it seemed like a discrepancy to me. I was raised that you eat what's served, and that's just the way it is. And it served me well because I'm not picky at all, and I can eat just about anything that's served. You know, I know some adults today who are unbelievably picky, and it's kind of ridiculous. We're not talking about like 20 or 30-year-old people. We're talking about, you know, 50, 60-year-old people, and it's like, are you serious? Like, you don't eat English muffins? So I've always really wanted to raise children that that really can eat anything, that, you know, that I know I could send them over to a friend's house for dinner, and they wouldn't be like, ooh, I don't want to eat that, that's gross. To me, it's just really bad manners, honestly. And it puts your host or hostess in, you know, in a predicament. So this is a really long answer to a really simple question. But if you have a child who is very picky, then I would say make them eat what's served. Make sure that you are serving one thing with the meal that they do like, but make them eat what they don't like first. You know, before they get to eat the fruit, or before they get to eat the salad or the vegetable that they like, they need to eat that 1 tablespoon of food that they don't necessarily like. And that is not asking too much. And it's training their palate to enjoy a wider variety of flavors. Because honestly, that's all it comes down to. You enjoy the things that you're exposed to over and over again, in most cases. So it just comes down to going ahead and doing the hard parenting job of having your children finish what's on their plate. Okay, so that is a really long answer. I could probably talk about this for like another hour because it is something, it's one of my pet peeves when I see picky children and picky adults and picky elderly people. It's just like, I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine because that's not how I was raised. So that's my answer. I hope it's not too controversial, but it probably is, because I've seen how divisive that issue can be. Okay, let me move on to the next question before I get myself into any more trouble. What is your best meal planning tip? Okay, my best meal planning tip. Okay, I'm getting down to the socks now, and I hate socks so much. Okay, meal planning tip. My best meal planning tip is this. You need to have at least 2 recipes that that the majority of your family enjoys, that is easy to put together. I'm talking, you know, like less than 10 minutes at the stove, not counting how long it takes it to actually cook. But, you know, quick, easy, everyone likes it. And here's the caveat, they also have to be willing to eat it every week. This is how I get through meal planning. We have 2 different days. One of them is Thursday. Thursday evening, my children do martial arts. The oldest 6 do martial arts. And my daughters actually also do knitting on that same day. They go to a church and they knit things for an orphanage in Ukraine. And so, and that's also the day I do my grocery shopping. So it's an incredibly busy day. So I have simplified the day as much as I can by, we always have the same thing on Thursday. And the thing that we always have is pasta with meat sauce. And a vegetable. It's usually broccoli. Sometimes it's salad. And sometimes I'll pick up rolls from Costco to go with it. So that makes Thursday. We always know what's Thursday. And everybody loves it. And it's good, too, because I make enough pasta that there are leftovers for when they get home because they're always starving after martial arts class. So it's just really good. It's good food. Everybody likes it. It's super fast to make because I cook my beef ahead of time and freeze it into meal-sized portions. So it just comes together very, very fast. I can literally walk in the door and have the meal on the table. The children unload the car with all the groceries and everything, and I take care of, I walk straight in and start working on dinner, and I can have it on the table 20 minutes later, and they're eating, and they're in their little martial arts uniforms, and then my husband gets home about 10 minutes later, and they all get in the car and they go. So it's very tight scheduling. So that is always Thursday. And then I also will do once a week, we'll have like nachos or tacos. It's just, again, the pre-cooked ground beef or rotisserie chicken that I've frozen into a meal-sized portion. 3 cans of beans, 2 cans of corn, and 2 cans of either Rotel tomatoes or it's super easy, and I serve it with tortilla chips. Everybody loves it. It gets eaten. So that is 2 out of 7 days. Then normally I will serve at least 1 freezer meal a week. And then I just have to fill it in.